Hello everybody, it's the Brick Lord here, back with another Ninjago video, and today we'll be Ninjago ranking the set waves. I would first just like to say, let's just keep in mind opinions, and I'm ranking the set waves on personally how much I like them and how good I think they are, and otherwise I will not be including like gimmick sets necessarily, I guess per se, like spinners or flyers. The only exception to that is I will be including the arcade pods. I don't know, they feel bigger and feel like an actual whole set, so I will be including them. And otherwise, without too much else to say, we will get started. This will not include Season 10, because Season 10 in Ninjago really did not have any official sets to it except for one minifigure pack, but Legacy will be included on this list. And otherwise, so without further ado, let's get started. Number 15 pick is Legacy. I really definitely do not like the Legacy line that much, and I've talked about it not on my channel, but I've made comments on other videos talking about my thoughts of Legacy in comments, and my main issue is most of the sets are mediocre or bad, or if they are a decent set, they're good as a set, but not a recreation of what we see in the show, which is my main issue with the Legacy line. If I want to get a Legacy set, I want it to be like a few of the good sets from this wave, which in my opinion are the Earth Driller, the Monastery, and the Bounty, which are actually good recreations of what we see from the show. Otherwise, though, most of the sets just don't look like what we see from the show, and I don't like that. If I want to get a set that's based off something from the show, I want it to look like it did in the show, and that's my main issue, so that's why it's in last place. Number 14 pick is Season 9. This is a wave that some people I think may kind of like, but I really don't think it's that great of a wave if you break it down. The Oni Titan is absolute garbage. The Destiny's Wing, no, does not really do it for me. There's only, in my opinion, two good sets from this wave, and one of them is the Throne Room Showdown, and the other is the Diesel Knot. Otherwise, the rest of this wave is pretty much mediocre, in my opinion. There's nothing that really stands out, and I mean, nothing is that exciting. I mean, of the mediocre sets, I think the Dragon Pit and Firstborn are okay. I don't think they're absolutely horrible sets, but they're really not that great either. I mean, the Dragon Pit looks okay, but it's really pretty vacant. Overall, though, this wave is pretty disappointing and mostly mediocre. Number 13 pick is Day of the Departed, and I forgot to mention that I did break up the Day of the Departed wave, where Skybound sets that were released in this wave are with the Skybound sets, but otherwise, this wave is just overall disappointing. I say it's half good and half bad because there's 6 sets in this wave that are left after I split it, and in my opinion, the only 3 good sets that are left are the Airjitsu Battlegrounds, the Samurai X Cave, and the Ultra Stealth Raider. I think all 3 of these are pretty good sets, especially the Cave and the Ultra Stealth Raider. I think are really good sets, and they're pretty big and action-packed, and they have good stuff in them. But otherwise, I mean, the other parts of the Day of the Departed wave, I think it's like the Salvage Mech and the Rock Rotor and the Titanium Tumbler just don't do it for me. So overall, mediocre. Number 12 pick is Season 7. This wave is an interesting one. There's 7 sets. In my opinion, most of this wave is either fine or mediocre. I mean, in my opinion, there's only one really great set, and it's the Dragon's Forge. I mean, I think that like the Vermilion Attack and Dawn of Iron Doom are like pretty decent sets, and I think like the Vermilion Invader and like Desert Lightning, they're just okay, but overall, I mean, if you boil this wave down, it's mostly mediocre. I mean, there's nothing, like I said, that really super stands out except the Dragon's Forge. I think that Fusion Dragon really did turn out pretty nice, and the Forge, like, structure itself is also really incredible, but that's why this wave is pretty low. Number 11 pick is Season 8. Now, I think Season 8 in the show is good, but the sets do not necessarily do it too much justice. I really only think there's one great set, and it's the Temple of Resurrection. I think there's a couple other okay sets, like the Katana V11, the Street Race of Snake Jaguar, and Kilo vs. Samurai X. But there is also two sets that I really like. One I really don't like, and one that I think is bad. And the bad set is the SOG headquarters. I think that it's too flat and lackluster. And the set I really don't like is the Ninja Nightcrawler. And I know some people really like it, but that card just doesn't do much for me. It's not that interesting. I really don't like the look of it. And overall, that just doesn't interest me. And those two sets are really why this wave is a lot lower overall. Number 10 pick is Season 2. I think the weakest set from this wave is the Earth Driller, and the rest is kind of just okay. Not mediocre, but not great, just okay. I mean, the Earth Driller is my least favorite set because of the Legacy Earth Driller, which is just so much better. And the rest of this wave, the sets were never like amazing, most of them. I would say the best set is actually Kai's Fire Mech. Otherwise, though, the Temple of Light was too like plain and nothing going on in the temple. The Golden Mech was okay, but then everything else was pretty lackluster for builds for other sets. And that just doesn't help that or the wave overall. And so that's why it's in the 10th spot. It just has a few issues, but it's not a bad wave. Number 9 pick is Season 11. As you guys know, I don't like Season 11 as a season in the show, but I must admit that the set wave is really pretty decent. In my opinion, the only horrible, like, bad set from this wave is Fire Fang. It doesn't look good, there's nothing special about it, and it's just a boring set overall. And I would say that the Katana 4x4, it's okay, but it could have used a little bit more, maybe some transformative feature. It's pretty boxy looking, but otherwise, the rest of this wave I think is really good. I mean, I guess the castle is a little small, and I wish it was bigger, and maybe had separate sets for the dragon and castle, but I still think overall this wave is good. I like the land bounty, and yeah, overall, I think this wave is pretty decent, but there's still better waves out there. Number 8 pick is Season 13. This wave has 6 sets, making it one of the smaller Ninjago waves, and honestly though, one of the sets is an absolute no-no, and it's the Firestone Mech. I think is pretty terrible. The next set, the Mino creature, is just okay. It's unique, but that doesn't necessarily help it. But I do think that the other sets, the Master Wu Dragon or Wu's Battle Dragon, the Journey to the Skull Dungeon, the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon, and the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon are all really good sets, like really good sets. And so, like, just because there is the one really bad one and the one okay one, the other 4 sets I think are really good and really do help pull this whole wave together. So there is a couple duds, but the rest of the wave is pretty good. Number 7 pick is Season 6. As you guys know, Season 6 I have a few issues with as a season, and also this does include Skybound sets released under Day of the Departed. But as a set wave, I think Season 6 is super successful. I think it's a really, really good wave. My main issue is with 2/3 of the Ninja Bike Chase set. I don't like Kai's bike, nor do I care for the pirate little flyer. I think Nia's bike is good because it's unique. It's a unique vehicle. But otherwise, for good stuff from this wave, the Lighthouse is incredible. Misfortune's Keep, I think, is awesome. Overall, though, those two sets are great, and most of the wave is pretty good. The only sets I would say that are a little mediocre are the Dragons, Jay's Dragon and Lloyd's Dragon, but they're not bad, really. I think they're both still pretty decent. So overall, this wave is really good. Number 6 pick is Season 4. I will say it now, the only set that I think is really, really bad is the Enter the Serpent set. My main issue with it is we never ever saw it in the show. We never saw anything quite like it, and that bugs me. I mean, the closest thing we saw to it was Chen's underground ceremonial area, but if that's what it's trying to be, it doesn't look anything like it. And the actual Enter the Serpent set itself is just pretty lackluster. The rooms are pitifully small, and so it's pretty bad. The rest of the wave, though, I think is either really excellent, and there's a couple okay sets like the 2 Anaconda vehicles, but overall, this whole set wave is really, really good, and I like almost every set besides the basically Enter the Serpent set. So overall, this wave is an absolute win. Number 5 pick is Season 12. As you guys know, I really like Season 12 as a season from the show, and the set wave I think is absolutely incredible. I love pretty much every set from this wave, from the arcade pods to the temple to the absolutely amazing gamers market to all the vehicles. The only set I really would say is the weakest from this wave is Jay's Cyber Dragon, because it just doesn't stack up to the other sets from this wave, and the dragon is not the best thing in the world. But otherwise, this wave is so incredible. Everything is so awesome looking, and the sets are just great. And it was hard to choose these top 5, but I think this one deserves the 5th spot, just because, like I said, there's that one Jay's Cyber Dragon that I think is a pretty weak set. But overall, though, this wave is absolutely incredible. Number 4 pick is Season 3. I will say it now, I love every set from Season 3. I think every set is really, really good. From the X1 Ninja Charger, to the Battle for Ninjago City, to the little tiny Hover Hunter, to the Ninja Copter, to the Destructoid, Mech Dragon. Every set is absolutely incredible from this wave. I love the designs of all of the sets. I think the techie feel is really good, and the figures are great, the designs are great, everything is just so cool. I really love this wave. The only reason it's not higher, I'll admit that the next couple waves may have some sets, or one set that is bad, but the rest of the waves are really good, that it blows that set out of the water, and that's the only reason this set wave is not higher. We're at number 3, but before you move on, once again, if you could, please leave your list down in the comments below. I would love to read them. And otherwise, without further ado, my number 3 pick. Season 1. I love this set wave. Season 1 is incredible as a season, and the set wave is, in a way, almost even better. The set wave is really, really good. I absolutely love the Epic Dragon Battle set, which is absolutely epic. The Bounty, the Ultrasonic Raider, all of the ninja vehicles. This wave has it all. I mean, I would say a couple of the Serpentine sets are a little bit weaker, but nothing from this wave I would ever consider bad. I think that this wave is just so incredible, and the sets are just epic. I mean, overall, this wave is probably one of the best waves, obviously, because it's this high, and it's such an incredible, incredible wave. Number 2 pick is Season 5. I will just say now, the only basically bad-ish set, and I think it's mediocre, is the Jaywalker 1. Everything else from this wave is absolutely, like, beastly incredible. From the Moro Dragon, City of Styx, Destiny's Bounty, the massive, awesome Temple of Erjitsu, which is the largest Ninjago TV show set, but also other sets from this wave that are great, the Titan Mech Battle, the Ronin Rex, the Master Wu Dragon, the Blaster Bike. Everything from this wave is so incredible besides that mediocre Jaywalker 1, which is just blown out of the water by the rest of the sets that are just absolutely so amazing. And this wave, I almost wanted to put it as number 1, but there's one that I feel is just better. Number 1 pick is the Pilots. I absolutely love this set wave. It's the first set wave Ninjago had, and I still think it's the best and holds up to this day. Almost every set is pretty much perfect from this wave, from the Skull Truck, to the Fire Temple, to Garmadon's Dark Fortress, which I think are the 3 standouts. But then also each of the Ninja's dragons is really awesome as well. And most of the Skull vehicles are pretty good, except for like Knuckles ATV. And I think also even some of the smaller sets with like just one Ninja in them and a small build are pretty good as well. And also the Spinner Arena sets I still think are really good as well. Overall though, this wave is absolutely incredible. It is by far, in my opinion, the most superior and best Ninjago wave that Ninjago still has. And that now concludes my Ninjago ranking the set waves video. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I put a whole lot of work into this video and it took quite a bit of time. So I really would appreciate a like if you wouldn't mind. And once again, as I always say, if you could, please leave your list down below. I love hearing your guys' thoughts and what you guys think. And this is an interesting topic to rank the set waves. Eventually, I will get around to doing a tier list for each of the set waves. But as for now, I think this will suffice. And I hope you guys definitely enjoyed this. And otherwise, with running out of things to say, again, if you could like and also subscribe, that would be much appreciated and really help me out. And otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. So, bye!